Hello, my name is Joshua Maxwell, and you are just tuning in to the second episode of the behind the scenes making of series for my new film, Thoughts from Food, and it's also my first feature-length film. On the previous episode, we took a look at some of the steps we took to make the intro to the film. Now, on this week's episode, we're going to be taking a look at some of the steps we took and also some obstructions that occurred during the making of the purchasing of the meals, which is, in my eyes, kind of like the second section of the film. It's almost broken up into chapters. So, we're going to start out again with Christy, who was the first person we shot with. And with Christy, she wanted to purchase her meal at Whole Foods, which was really not a problem at first. We were originally going to show the subjects purchasing the meal and also looking for the meal in the store or in the restaurant or wherever it was they wanted to get their meal. But it turned out that we weren't going to be able to shoot inside of Whole Foods. That was going to be a big issue. So I thought, well, that's okay. It was about 3 days before the first day of shooting, and the whole thing I came up with was just showing the subjects walking into the store and then having an immediate cut as the door closes, and transition to them walking out with either their food bag or whatever it is they're carrying, their meal. So we kind of planned on doing that, and we all met up at Whole Foods on Saturday morning at 12 in the afternoon. And I went in and had a talk with the manager at Whole Foods, to run it by him. But it was an issue there, and they didn't want me doing that. So I came up with a new idea. Since we were already up in that area, I just kind of found a whole bunch of different ways to cheat going into the store. For Christy, we used the stairwell alongside of Whole Foods, and there's this stairwell. It's about, maybe 15 steps. We just kind of shot from around the corner of the stairs, had her kind of walk up out of frame, and then we would transition to her walking back around the camera holding her food, which worked out really great, and that wasn't an issue at all. We didn't get in trouble for that, and it didn't seem like anybody even noticed us, but the shots definitely worked out well, and I got the shots that I needed. So the next person we shot with was Sharon, and Sharon purchased her meal at a place called Huts Hamburgers, and Huts is located fairly close to Whole Foods. It's right down the street, and I didn't want to, after realizing that, there's going to at least be a couple people that I'm not going to be able to film actually looking for their meal and actually purchasing it. I didn't really want to go inside anywhere after that. I just kind of wanted to stick with the whole jump cut transition between either the doors closing or people walking from around corners. So we filmed Sharon, the massage therapist, walking into Huts at several different angles. We filmed her walking into Huts from a profile angle. And then we had her exiting Huts from a frontal angle. So the transition looks really great. The third person I shot with was Herschel.
Hold that in your hand. That'd be cool if you do it with a bag and then a bottle.
And
I think that'd be cool if you mix it up like
we
that.
We did Herschel with the same transition as we did with Sharon.
Yeah.
He just went into a little mini mart near my apartment and purchased some Oreos. So we just had him enter the mini mart, which was kind of cool. When we were up there, there was a a whole bunch of construction workers asking what we were doing, and kind of giving me shit. Saying, oh, we have to work for our money. But I was like, no, man, this isn't my job. I wish it were. So we filmed him walking into the mini mart, and then once again just transitioned to him coming out. Again, the shots were really beautiful out there, especially with the construction site being right in that parking lot. There was a lot of dug up kind of dirt. I don't know, I felt like it really created a different kind of feel when you see all those different textures and all those different colors wherever you're shooting. I think it's always a blessing to have stuff like that. Rebecca also shot up in the Whole Foods area, and she also wanted to purchase her meal at Whole Foods, which caused a little bit of confusion, and really not. It caused a little bit of, I guess, more planning. So while we were on location, we had to come up with a new way to have her walking in and coming out with her meal, just because I didn't want to do it in the same place I did Christy. It just seemed kind of like a cop out, and I figured, we could definitely do something creative here. So there's a small section of steps, and there's a big garden right in front of them, if you're looking at it from the right angle. And so what we did was we had the steps in the garden framed right, and then we just had Rebecca kind of walk into frame and around the garden and then up the stairs, and she became out of frame after going past the garden, which I thought was really beautiful. And then we just kept it framed up the same way and had her coming out with her groceries. So yeah, everything always kind of falls into place, I think. Sure, I guess what can go wrong will go wrong some of the time, but often something better comes of that, and often something just as good comes. But I never think it's horrible. It's always either equal or better, because you have to put a little more creativity, and you have to put a little more thought into it, and just kind of relax and don't stress out. Just enjoy the fact that you're doing something you love, and something beautiful usually comes out of that. So, shot with Russell, who was right after Rebecca, and Russell is a reverend. He wanted to shoot up on North Lamar, and we shot Russell purchasing his meal at Dairy Queen, which is just down the street from my place. We just kind of filmed him. I got the intro shots of him walking towards the location, and then we set the camera up on sticks, filmed him walking into the restaurant. We cut, and then just filmed him coming back out with his Dairy Queen bag, same as the majority of the others. The weekend after shooting with Rebecca and Russell, I filmed with Miles, my brother, the musician, also the man behind the score of this film when we're finished shooting, and Carl, who is a coffee barista. Miles and Carl, the same. We just, cheated the shots, had them walking in and then coming out with their food in hand. And then the weekend after that, I shot with Gary